Welcome to Devoxx UK.
Oh, you should do that with more enthusiasm. Welcome to Devoxx UK!
Welcome to Devoxx UK, come on!
Get some more energy.
So, here with me right now, I've got Ellie May, Stefan Janssen, James McGiven, Dan Hardaker, Dan, wave. And between us, we are the organising stroke steering committee of Devoxx UK. Devoxx UK. Yeah. And yeah, we're back in the UK. It's the second year in the UK. Last year, anybody in the audience who was here last year?
Nice.
Who wasn't here last year?
Wow.
Wow, that's really cool. That means that we've got a big new crowd coming in, so that's fantastic. It's really fitting, I think, that we're here in the UK because, you know, the UK, it's home to pioneers, creative minds, technical innovations, rock stars. It's all here, and a lot of it's congregated around London. So we thought we might take you through some stuff we might be proud of, like, I don't know, the telephone. That was quite a good little thing.
Was that from Belgium, or no?
Are you on?
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, it's quiet.
What else? The television. James, jump in any time, otherwise I'm just going to do this whole thing.
These are your pictures. I mean,
these are my pictures, absolutely. The stereo. Look, there's heaps of this stuff. The computer. This is one of my favourite images. There's a website called Retronaut. And they've just got these old-fashioned images, and a load of them are technology-focused. And that is Norwich City Council's first ever computer being delivered.
Still in service.
WWW, yeah. The steam train, we did good there. Global warfare, I mean tanks. Sorry, tanks. We invented that. Photography, and I don't want to be that person. There should have been there you go. There was supposed to be a sound effect there. Radar, light bulb, Newton's laws. Ooh.
That's evolution, yeah.
That's theory of evolution. Then Newton's laws came up. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Do you see what I did there? Dolly the sheep. Who could miss Dolly the sheep? Monty Python, Morris dancing. We've got to be proud of Morris dancing. What do you reckon?
Not for me, thanks.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Stefan 007.
Yes.
Led Zeppelin, and with a small leaning towards our T-shirt design this year, the Sex Pistols. So, but it's not all that good, is it?
Well, those are the positive sides of the inventions that happened here, right?
There's some stuff that I don't know.
Just because we have some good ideas doesn't mean we don't have some questionable ones.
And we might not lay claim to all of these. Well, actually, we're not going to admit to any of them, and some of them might not have been ours anyway, but they're quite good fun. Binge drinking, actually not that good fun. Not that nice for anybody. Tony Blair, the Reliant Robin. Wow, I mean, that's just amazing. Inflatable dartboards.
I want to have one like that, seriously.
Yeah?
Can you still buy them?
I don't know.
I love that.
Cat wigs.
Seriously?
Cat wigs. Yeah, now I was told by Dan Bryant down here that you can never have too many cat pictures in a presentation, and I've done two so far. The helicopter ejector seats. I don't think we invented that, but it's a really bad idea. And the Spice Girls, of course. We're never going to lay claim to the Spice Girls. So I think, actually, that the stuff that comes out of the UK far outweighs the stuff that we wouldn't want to admit to anyway. So we're really pleased to have you all here. And, yeah, kind of, what is Devoxx? Look, Stefan's here. Stefan's the godfather of Devoxx.
You know, Devoxx developers, the voice of developers, but it's really, you know, the voice of the developer community. And, you know, we try to get the entrance fee as low as possible, so we really get the developers instead of the managers of the developers, you know, who've decided then for us. But, you know, it's a community driven by developers. I mean, you know, we're all, except for you, but I'm trying to teach him CSS to start softly, right? And maybe Ellie can do Swift. It seems it's very simple, Swift, so she can do that. But it's really, you know, the developers pushing and having a party. You know, it's really our party. we select the speakers that we respect and appreciate, the book authors and so on, and it's just having fun and enjoying and then sharing, knowledge.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Dan or it might have been Ben or Martijn last year on this stage during the opening who said, look, really our job is to adapt the ideas of the communities that we work with and really bring those to life within Devoxx. And as the voice of developers, that's what we really try and do. And there's a heap of people from the London Java community here and from other user groups all around the world. Actually, who's a member of a Java user group? Wow, so there's loads of people that aren't a member of a Java user group. That's interesting because actually, like that community voice, it's kind of like the guys that are so passionate about driving the sector forward, and they really input this stuff to us. So if you have time in your schedule, it's really valuable. Try and get down to one if you can. And it's international, so you can talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah, well, as you know, I started Devoxx Belgium, and that's just like sold out every 2 months before the event takes place. So if you can't scale vertically, we scale horizontally, right? So that's where we started Devoxx France. They're sold out even before we announce speakers and any schedule. So it's like early bird, and that's all they have, right? So it's pretty scary. So we then started, of course, the UK with the London Java user group community, etc. And yeah, it's really an international movement. And we will talk a bit more about that as well, because we're also focusing on the kids, right? But I think that's for Friday closing keynote.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a bit more in the closing keynote, I think. Okay, and it's this conference, it is about learning, but if you've seen any of our newsletters over the last few days, there's such a huge concentration of amazing topics here from stunning speakers. I mean, they're like the minds that you're going to have standing in front of you and talking to you over the next few days are outstanding. And I need to thank all of the speakers without whom we wouldn't have an event, and it's those guys that you come and see. So.
Yeah. Also, what's important is that if there is a room fully packed, just walk away, note it down, because we are recording all of the sessions, and they're going to be available for you guys for free on parlays.com, where you just be able to re-experience the full presentation.
Yeah.
So you don't have to miss a single second.
So it's worth pointing out that we had over 2 weeks worth of content. We could run Devoxx for 10 days and still have top-class, world-renowned speakers wanting to deliver their message to you at a high-quality, high-class event like this. So go on to Parlays, you'll see their talks from other events, but the program committee had a real challenge this year, cutting it down to the best of the best of the best, and you wouldn't believe the names that we turned down.
Yeah.
It was pretty tough. There was a lot of tough decisions there, and we had kind of close to 400 submissions. That's before we get into a point of going, okay, how do we start to balance the program and invite speakers along as well and make everything right? And so it was such a difficult process, and I'll thank the program committee in a second, because otherwise we're jumping forward in the slides, and I go OCD, and I go, no, we can't go there. Yeah, there's so much good stuff going on, but it's not just about that. There's a whole heap of coolness as well. So you're going to see a heap of expert technologists and also the emerging stars. So the people that are going to be the expert technologists that you really that everyone wants to see speak in 5 years' time. They're probably here speaking right now. So that's great. And it's about having this, like, eyeballs on some cool new stuff and shiny technologies, like the BitCraze guys are flying like quadcopters around the room at the moment, and I don't know if they've been...
Are we going to try that out? Or
are you going to do that?
Later?
Later.
Okay.
Later. Okay.
Okay.
They don't want to film us. Come on.
Yeah, we even reached out to some Kickstarter projects as well, so you'll see those at the exhibition floor. So, some cool stuff there.
Absolutely. But it's really about you. So we want you to have the most fantastic experience over the next couple of days. Your feedback is so valuable to us. So get on Twitter, shout about what's going on. Come and see one of us if you want to and tell us what's going down. Send me an email, whatever. Just make sure you tell us whether you enjoyed it or if you didn't, if there's any reason that you didn't, etc. All feedback's great feedback for us.
I'm only interested in the things what we can improve, so let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So who is it? We mentioned the program committee, and these guys are on the screen there.
Maybe
and
they should stand up.
They
if
should stand
they're
up.
in the room.
Who's
Like
who's
Arun,
here? Yeah,
Dasha.
Holly's over there. Daniel's there. Arun,
Yeah,
Tasha,
Holly.
Raoul,
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah, give them a...
Thanks, guys.
So they sacrifice quite a bit of hours to actually make the selection, help us decide, etc. So thank you very, very much for helping out.
The amount of effort that they put in was amazing. You can probably see from the list of names up there, they're quite busy people as well, and the amount of time that they put into curating this program is stunning. So thank you very much. But we also have to thank the volunteer network as well. So the guys that are out there, the ladies and gents running the registration that will be all around here over the next couple of days, they give up their time to come in and make sure that the event runs smoothly. So a big thank you there, and a big thank you to Manny Sarkar, whose picture I put up, who's helped kind of put all
still
the
at the
volunteers.
registration
He's
desk.
still at
Yeah.
registration right now. He's a star. On the subject of the volunteers, if you basically see anybody in one of these green hoodies or these green T-shirts over the next couple of days, they're the crew. They're there to help you out. So if you've got a question, go and see one of them. All right, some practical stuff.
Yeah, so the Wi-Fi. Ellie, you want to?
Sure. So yeah, Wi-Fi is Devoxx UK. Password is one does like, as in one does like Devoxx UK. We have some conference apps. It's a bit of an app off. So Zebia, France, have kindly made us some apps, and there's an iOS and Android version under Devoxx UK, and I believe Conf Companion is the Android version for them. Then we've also got our own, and here you'll find the schedule, you'll find updates. In the Zebia one, you can also vote, so download that, and that'll keep you sort of in the loop of what's going on.
We did have a printed version as well, so if you didn't have something, we have a printed version next to the door, so you can at least see what's going on. Right?
Yeah,
But,
you'll see the schedule, you'll see the floor plan, etc. And it's important to note, I think that the Android version might be showing Devoxx 2013
yeah,
on it.
yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, it's up to date.
Yeah. I mean, I actually fixed
Promise.
the time zone as well last night, so
you go
the
to a
iOS
room-
one is now fine as well. So
If you go to a room and they're not there, it's probably because you've got the wrong app. NFC voting, so this is again, so Zebia are just doing a great job here. You can vote for sessions with this.
So there's a small sticker here, which is the Devoxx logo, and it's an NFC sticker. It's anonymous, so it's not linked to your name whatsoever. And
there's little boxes at the corner of every room. Do we have a picture? Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. Put that on it, and you've got obviously loads of happy faces, which is what you're all going to be. But you can also go down to sad, just see what you want. You've got 15 minutes at the end of a session.
so
You
you
can go and
touch
press
it,
those.
it's actually the Queen's head. So you touch the Queen's head, we put the sticker there, and it's from left to right, so 1 is the least and 5 is the highest vote you can give.
Great. And I think we already mentioned help, that if you need help, find somebody in green.
Yeah, if it's help as well, sort of with first aid, etc. If you would call 999 at home, if you hadn't guessed, I'm not a doctor. Still ring 999. If it's a plaster job, then come and see one of us and we'll help you.
Yeah, there is a first aid station, but the best thing to do is head towards the front registration desk if you can. If not, find one of the green hooded people, green t-shirted, and they'll sort you out, we hope.
So sessions, what different types of events do you have? The obvious ones are the keynotes and the conference sessions, which takes 50 minutes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the BOFs tonight that are happening in some of the rooms and in the evening as well, and that's very informal, your chance to be able to hang out with people and be really interactive in a session. Quickies take place at lunchtime. They're 15-minute slots. They're all in the schedule in each of the rooms. So it's kind of an extended lightning talk about some cool things and quite a lot of emerging technology stuff in there. The Hacker Garden is upstairs on the mezzanine, back in the exhibition hall. Go up the stairs. A heap of open source projects that you can hack away on and really help and try and help make a difference.
Yeah, and that's on your left. And if you go to the right, that's where you have the hands-on labs. So you'll see there's like a small room that we created to at least have a bit of less noise pollution. And there you have all the workshops taking place, which are like 3-hour workshops. So if you want to really go in depth, those are the sessions you should follow.
I think it's worth saying there that there's a limit on the space in there. It's like 30 people labs, so that the trainer stays sane. So if you're desperate to see one of these, get there a bit early. If you're desperate to be involved.
And they have to bring their own portable, right?
You have to bring your own laptop, absolutely, to do it. Also, on the website, in each of those, in the schedule for each of those, click through and it gives you details of any downloads that you need to have installed, anything you need to have installed in advance as well.
And then party?
Tonight we're just gonna, there's free beer and wine and soft drinks and nibbles and stuff. Kindly, and thanks to Atlassian, who have provided that for us.
Nice.
And we've got buffs running right the way through there, but at the same time we've got a hack going on, yeah?
Yeah, it's an IoT hack. So basically, there's a challenge to be quite innovative with 37 different sensors. Please don't use the flame sensor, because I'll cry. But yeah, so there's a hack happening in one of the rooms, room 1, I believe, which will be flipped. And yeah, basically, Arduino hack, 37 different sensors, prizes, including Arduino boards and sensors, judged by a Devoxian panel of Martin Verberg, Stefan Janssen, and Tasha Carl.
Cool.
And there's beer and pizza there as well, but space is limited. It's going to be 2 hours of really sort of some quite serious hacking, and IBM will be there to help out, so go and see them.
Okay, we're going to run through this quite quickly so that you then get to Dan North, who's coming on in a second. So there's a couple more things that we just need to talk about. Firstly, these two ladies in the corner here have just drawn Dan North, and it's really, really confused me because I can see him over here.
Yeah, they're really good.
They will be doing some visual graphics and representations of the conference over today, and also they're going to be customizing T-shirts out in the exhibit hall as well. So grab your Devoxx T-shirt, go and see them, and tell them what you want on it, and they'll do something cool. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Also, there are some football tables out there, and there's something going on starting today called the World Cup somewhere. But we've got our own.
That's tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
We've got our own anyway. So there's some table footballs out there, and Twilio have put together the Twilio Devoxx Trophy Challenge, which is go and see them, play some games. There'll be a round robin and knockout phase. And there's the most ridiculously beautiful trophy for the winner at the end. And that comes with a little special surprise, which I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. So where do the attendees come from, Mark?
That's
your next slide, isn't it?
There we go. There we go. So the attendees, look, all of these blue countries on this slightly pixelated map here are countries that have a representation in this room right now. So that's fantastic. So actually, like, we're doing pretty well Northern Hemisphere. I don't know what it is about people in the Southern Hemisphere that aren't attracted to London in the summer. I just don't know. But that's a pretty amazing thing, actually. So it means that we've got people coming in from 28 different countries. We have, on the ground today, during the day, we've got about 720 people. With tonight's attendance as well, we're going to have up to over 800 people coming through the doors of Devoxx. So, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, we just have grown from last year to this place, and we thank you all. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your support.
We had 500 people attending last year, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big growth.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this comes down to thanking again the program committee guys, these guys on the steering committee, everybody that's been involved to make it so attractive for you to come along. Now, finally, just say a couple of things. So we have a code of conduct, and the full transcript of the code of conduct is on the website. Please take a look at it. But we just want to highlight a couple of points quickly.
Yeah, we don't condone harassment or offensive behaviour in sort of any way. Anything that basically adheres to stereotypes, those sort of funny jokes that you sort of find in boys' clubs or in, like, someplace in the city, we're not cool with that. That's just not nice. We're really friendly here, and we like to stay friendly. Anything that's sexist, sexual, racist, homophobic, transphobic, or basically anything, just basically don't be an arse. If I think you're being an arse, I will come and find you. I'm a member of Amnesty International and like the Women's Network, the LGBTI network, and so I'm quite clued up. If you want to talk about the male gaze or like privilege, I'm your woman, and we will take you seriously. And if you don't want to talk to me, or you don't want to talk to any of these guys, find whoever you want on the steering committee, program committee, who you feel most comfortable with. you will be taken
So Ellie,
seriously.
transphobic, is that when you're afraid of taking transport, or what's that word?
Yes, yes, Stefan,
to
absolutely.
complain.
So
Okay,
if you
all
don't
right.
like buses, we don't like you.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah, just checking,
No.
you know.
Look, stalking, offensive comments, unwanted sexual advances. It seems weird that we put it up at a tech conference, but we've heard horror stories from around the place. So we just want to make sure that this is an inclusive, welcoming environment for everybody, and we need your help to make sure that that happens. I think Ellie's just mentioned this. Come and see Ellie, come and see me if you want to, come and see any of the people in the green that you can see up here, or Stefan in the white. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to any of us, members of our program committee are around, and they've also got green hoodies on as well. Just find somebody that you feel that you want to talk to.
I'm like starting to be afraid now to run around here. It's like, you don't even have to say that in Belgium. We're
Look,
fine.
At the end of the day, just be welcoming to other people, and as Ellie said, don't be an arse.
Yeah,
Super.
yeah. Be treated how you'd want to be treated. Whoever's round, yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
Right. So we're about to wrap up. What we need to say here is, these are all our amazing sponsors, and every conference opening says thanks to the sponsors. I want to say a big thank you to these sponsors, because actually they keep us going. They're our lifeblood. They support us in a way that allows us to keep the ticket price so low.
Yes.
Because actually, London's a ridiculously expensive place to live, work, hold events, do anything. And to stay here, actually, like, it's kind of almost impossible to keep that ticket price down. And earlier this year, Stefan and I had a conversation, and it was like, we have to keep it down here. We have to find a way to do that. And the cost of this place probably, you know, the ticket price doesn't really cover. So the sponsors are helping put this on and making it all happen. So massive thanks to all of these guys. And they've got cool stuff going on in the expo area as well, like popcorn machines and crazy flying things and NFC Nerf guns and games and coffee, decent coffee. So go and see them and say thank you to them personally. And you know, they've got some decent technologies. You might as well talk about that as well at some point. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, the sponsors here are not like sponsors you'll get at other events in London. This is a developer event run by people who are developers for developers. The sponsors are told that they have to interest you. These people are not going to be giving you a sales pitch. You're not going to get them throwing stuff down your net. These guys have generally got cool developers working in big organizations that want to show you cool stuff. Go and talk to them. Really do. You'll be glad.
You're certain about that?
I am absolutely certain.
We smite scary salespeople at the door with a lightning bolt, and we chase recruiters
I'll
out with a
double
stick.
check.
Aside from
I'll double
Wreckworks,
check.
you are great.
If you get pitched, report it under the code of conduct. That's fine.
Unless it's from me. In which case, I'll be...
So you had like job harassment? Is that also a term? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Right, that's it from us, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. Big round of applause to yourself for being here.
Yeah?